Hello everybody, I hope everyone is doing well and welcome back. In today's video, I wanted to try out a bunch of new things. I recently made a purchase on Sephora and I picked out a bunch of things that I've been dying to try, so I'm super excited to try them out for the first time today. And I also have a few things that have arrived to me in PR. So before we get into today's video, I'd love for you to subscribe if you aren't already. It means so much to me, and let's get to it. You guys, I wasn't lying in my Instagram post when I said that this sweater never comes off my body. I have been wearing it daily ever since I received it, and my family is so tired of seeing me in it. I just had a quick visit with my mom and she said, "Still?" I'm like, yep, still on me. I'm pretty sure I've been wearing this in all of my recent videos, if I'm not mistaken, like my last 5. Anyways, I'm starting off with my foundation on. The products I have on my face right now are the Supergoop Glow Screen and the Fenty Beauty Ease Drops. And I used those because Fenty launched this right here. This is the Bright Fix Eye Brightener. So I was really intrigued by this product because she also launched some shades to kind of correct your under eye. But the description of this product is an under eye brightener that hydrates, brightens, and conceals with a sheer to buildable coverage, delivering a no makeup effect and long wear formula. So I'm really excited to see how this goes. I did swatch this once in my vlog, and I will say that the packaging is a little bit difficult because you can't really control how much product you squeeze out, and therefore the cap gets really messy quickly. I was really excited about this launch because I've been looking for a good concealer to just wear on its own when I'm not wearing a foundation, and I also saw somewhere that this pairs really nicely with the Ease Drop, so I wanted to test that combo out today. I have the shade Golden Ivory 02, by the way, and I'm first gonna blend it out with my finger so we can see. I'm a bit concerned about my shade pick that I picked up, but it's very sheer, so it's kind of working out. Definitely brightens up under there, but it feels really nice, very serum-y, but not like a slippery serum. I'm actually surprised because a tiny bit of this goes a long way. I'm gonna see how the rest blends out with a sponge. So that's taking a little bit too much time for me. I should do an updated no makeup look. Let me know if you'd like to see that. I feel like this shade might be too light for a no makeup look, but depending on how this wears today, I might invest in another shade. Definitely brightens. It for sure has a sheer coverage, like I'm not corrected in any way. It just really brightened it up and made me look more awake without it looking like makeup, which is really cool. I'm going to try to build it up with a sponge with the extra that I have. I feel like this is a product that people are either going to love or hate. I get polarizing vibes, and for me, I think I'm going to really enjoy this product with how it looks right now. I think my color is for sure too light for me, but I like the formula so far. For my powder, I'm finally going to be trying out the Kosas Cloud Set. I picked up the shade Feathery, and I was going to save this for my full face of Kosas that I'm planning to do, but I just simply could not wait any longer. So I'm super excited to try this out. Jamie Page talks about this all the time, so I have very high expectations. I'll see what it looks like on my face first, then I'll set my under eyes. I'm going to take this Moda Radiance brush. That does an incredible job at blurring my skin, but it looks like I'm not even setting my face while I was doing that. I'm also going to put some in the center of my face. That looks really nice. I really like how it doesn't look like I'm even applying anything, but I can see that I am setting my makeup, but it still just looks like unset skin, if that makes any sense. What is this sorcery? Wow, okay. I'm going to take a small brush now. This is a Melt Transition brush. I'm just gonna pick some of that up and I'll see how this goes under the eye. Oh, I see right now, it's very creasy. My concealers don't crease that much as quickly in my fine lines here, but hopefully this powder will help. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that creasing action because that was a little extra than I'm used to. But that looks really nice. Under the eye, very softening, blurring, and it didn't darken up my concealer at all, which in this instance, I probably wanted it to be a little darkened, but most times I don't want that to happen. So far, so good. I feel like I need to try that out for a longer period of time though, but first impression, that looks really nice, especially on my forehead. I can really tell on there because I have a lot of real estate up here, but I can see that I like it. I just looked at my skin really up close in my mirror. By the way, look how cute this mirror is from the ColourPop and Barbie collab. But anyways, I was looking like this close and my skin looks so airbrushed with this combination. I'm loving it. This is my ideal skin look right now. Like I can still see my skin peeking through, everything looks corrected and soft and filtered. It's just gorgeous. Now for bronzer, I picked up the Danessa Myricks Beauty Power Bronzer, and I have the shade Light, and I think this color is going to be gorgeous. It's a lot lighter than the other bronzers I've been using, and I kind of wanted a bronzer that lightly defined my face and bronzed it up slightly, just for my more natural days, and I think this is going to give it to me. So I'm going to use this brush. This is my Sephora Airbrush Precision Foundation Brush. And I'm just going to apply this in the usual spots, of course. And I like to use cream bronzers with this type of brush. I feel like it does a lot better. But if I'm using a powder, I like to go in with this brush, which is the Moda Pro Angled Blush Brush. Oh yeah, see how subtle that is? It just looks so natural. It looks like the same color as my actual tan I have on the perimeter of my face. I did notice that it was kind of picking up my foundation in this area here, but that could be because I'm really hot right now and maybe, I don't know, that's a contributor. Everywhere else, it's performing really nicely and I really love this color. And I'm having no issues whatsoever blending it out in this area. My AC kicked on a couple minutes ago and I feel like the situation kind of disappeared. It looks better now. Love this color, love it. And if I'm super squinty today, whenever I look up at the camera, it's because the sun is directly pouring into my room now. So it's just a little bit bright looking at y'all. For highlighter, I have a couple options here. I have the Giorgio Armani Liquid Sheer Glow Enhancer, which I believe you can use as a glow booster under your foundation in all those different ways, and as a highlighter as well. And I also received the new Huda Beauty. Oh, is there a little covering on here? There is. Little satisfying break. These are the Light Glow Obsessions mini face palettes, and I've never tried a Huda Beauty highlighter before, so I'm curious to see this, but I've also never tried a Giorgio Armani product in general. Maybe I'll try this on this side and this on the other. I'll start off with this. I have the shade 2 here. It looks pink in the bottle, but it looks more like a champagne when you actually squeeze the product out. And I'm going to apply it with my fingertip to begin with. Oh, that looks pretty. Ooh, it's a little glittery. From far it's pretty, but there are like little, yeah, it's kind of like a flaky formula. It's like flaky pearls suspended in liquid. It just kind of attaches to my texture in a way. It doesn't look smooth on my skin. I'm going to give this another shot underneath foundation. We'll see how that goes, but as a highlighter, I don't think I like that. It just looks too sparse for my liking. So I guess I'm going to be trying out the Huda one on the rest of my face. This is the light color. I'll show all 3 palettes. So this is the lightest one. This is the medium palette. And here is the deep palette. I don't know if I get use out of the pink one, but here are the swatches from the lightest one. I don't know if I'm really feeling any of the colors in here. This one looks a bit too icy for my skin tone. This one is too peachy, and I think that one's too deep. I might try to mix these 2 together, the deepest one and the lightest one. We'll see how this goes. I've never tried any of her highlighters before. I know they were all the rage a couple years back. Even though I really wiped off my brush on the back of my hand here, right there, it's still very, very intense, which is kind of what I was expecting from Huda Beauty, if I'm being honest. She carries a lot of products for full glam looks, but that one for a fuller, I guess, fuller coverage highlighter, it does look pretty flattering for a powdery highlight. Like, it doesn't super enhance my texture and it's not glittery whatsoever. It's just a very intense sheen. It did kind of melt into my base, which is nice. I don't know if I'd actually go for this much I think it's a little intense for my liking. These feel very similar to like the original glow kits from Anastasia. It's bringing me back to 2016. I guess that's when her original face palettes were all the rage too. But yeah, I don't know if that's my vibe. I'm gonna continue on this side though. For a really intense highlighter, this one is quite flattering. So if that's your style and your vibe, I mean, I think this is a great option. I'm just gonna try to press it in with my beauty blender just to hydrate that. Maybe melt it back into my skin a bit more, especially my nose. But honestly, that looks really nice. Hopefully you can see the actual texture on my skin. But you can see that it's like a flattering, really blinding highlight. Actually, while I'm at it, I'm going to put some in my inner corners. I don't have a new blush on hand, so I'm going to be using this one from Quo. It's in the shade Brown Sugar. Okay, so here is the skin. I think I'm going to redact what I said about the highlighter. It's really growing on me. Now that it's had a chance to settle, I think it looks really nice and flattering and not too blinding, especially when I went over it with my beauty blender. I think that looks gorgeous and very similar to the JULIAA highlighter I love so much. So now moving on to eyes, I picked up 3 shades in the Danessa Myricks Color Fix Mattes. She has so many colors in these, and I hope these go well because I feel like these are going to be products that I pick up a new color every time I shop at Sephora. Or maybe I don't want that for myself, I don't know. But I think I'm going to be using this center shade here. It's in the shade Exposed. And I also picked up Chocolate and Lift, which I thought would be handy to have on hand if I wanted to do a really colorful eye look, and if I used this as a base, or if I like scraped some colorful eyeshadow into here and like created my own custom liner shades or something. I don't know. There's a lot of potential with this white one. I want to use this Exposed shade because I want to see how it compares to the Smashbox Always On Cream Shadows, and I thought this color looked a lot like Greige. Yeah, for a white product, like that is insane pigment. Usually they're cracky or not pigmented enough. I will say that I'm a little bit disappointed in this chocolate shade. I thought it was going to be like a really rich, warm chocolatey brown, but it's actually like a plum shade. Here, I'll thin it out right here so you can see the undertone. It's very, very pinky. While we're talking about Greige, I'm gonna grab it. So here's Greige, let's see. Okay, yeah, they're different in tone. Greige's is a little bit more neutral and yellow based, whereas this shade right here has a lot more pink in it. I hope Sephora comes out with a better selection in these because on Danessa Myricks' actual website, there's like thousands of colors. There's neons, every neutral imaginable, literally anything you could ever dream of, they have it. So I'm going to squeeze some on the back of my hand. From swatching, I can tell that they're very, very pigmented and a tiny bit goes a long way. So I'm going to start off with this Smith 247 brush. It's a flat shading brush. And oh, I don't have eye primer on. Oh my God. I'll do that quickly. Please enjoy the eye primer intermission. By the way, I used the NARS Smudge Proof eyeshadow base, the one with no tint. Okay, let's see what this can do. So again, Smith 247, and I'm first going to apply it on my mobile lid, and then I'll work up so I'm not overwhelmed with product in my crease. This way we got a lot more control. That's a beautiful color. Holy, okay, yeah, the smallest amount of this stretches so much. Wow. I'm gonna take a clean blending brush. This is a Smith 230. A lot of work time. I didn't redip after applying my eyeshadow base, so this is insane. Hopefully they do eventually set down so I don't have a creasy mess on my oily eyelids, but we'll see. That was so quick, literally a minute. I'm gonna build up a second layer so it's more opaque. Compared to the Smashbox one, this formula is a lot easier to work with. It's far more creamy, and it doesn't dry halfway throughout. I find that I have to work a lot quicker with the Always On cream shadows compared to this one. Like, I can relax with this. I don't have to worry at all. Just blends and blends. That's probably the easiest cream shadow I've ever worked with. Pretty. Okay, I'm just gonna catch this eye up to speed real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so here is the shadow on both eyes, and I can confirm that it does matte down. Like, it doesn't feel creamy at all anymore. It feels just like a powder eyeshadow on my eyes. So that's really good news. There's some hope for longevity there. So now let's get on to mascara. And I have this one from Pacifica, and I have never tried anything from this brand. This is the Fluffy Lash mascara. And what's really interesting about this packaging here, although it's beautiful, this entire bottle is made out of glass, which is really, really cool. So it's easy to recycle once you get through it. And also I love the colors. Pastel pink and lavender, so cute. So let's give this a shot. Here is the wand. I really like how it's smaller at this side, so I can get into the inner corner of my eye. So let's see what this does. I did curl my lashes, by the way. I don't know if mine just got bent when I shoved it in or what, but it's a little bit on an angle. I don't know if that's all of them. I assume this is a volumizing mascara. I should have checked, but with the name Fluffy Lash in this kind of wand, I assume so. So here is the initial layer. It looks kind of more like a lengthening and separating mascara, but let's see what it does after 2 coats. I feel like a second layer was the wrong thing to do because I feel like it just clumped my lashes up. I'm just going to throw a little bit of my M Cosmetics on the lower lashes. Yeah, what do you guys think? Personally, not a fan of the top lashes. I'm going to give this mascara a second, and then I'm going to try to flick it off. Here are the eyes all finished. What do we think? Very simple, but my goodness, was that ever easy to achieve this? Really excited about the Danessa Myricks color fixes. For my lips, I'm going to be using a lip liner and a lipstick from Melt Cosmetics. They recently sent this out and they repackaged their lipsticks. I'm not sure if they reformulated the actual formula, but I really like the new packaging. Here it is. I love how there's a bunch of different fonts that say Melt on here, and the packaging is magnetic, so it is very satisfying to open and close. I think I want to try a funner color since everything is very natural and subdued, so I might as well have a pop of lip. It's between these 3 shades here. This is the shade Mum, the middle one is Pink Heels, and the brightest pink is Last Kiss. And I do have the original Melt Mum too. So here is the original packaging and here's the updated one. The original packaging is very, very basic, what you see all the time, and this one's a little bit amped up. And I wanted to see how this one compared to, yeah, I feel like this one feels drier when I swatch it, but they look very similar. This one looks like it has more glow, but that could also be because it's a fresher lipstick. This one's probably a year old by now. I got this fresh one when I got the Melt Rust palette, not the stack. So that came out like last year sometime. I don't know. I'm gonna swatch all 3 on my lips and see which one I'm drawn to. So that's Mum. Here is Pink Heels. I haven't worn a brighter pink lipstick in I don't know how long, probably years. And the last one, Last Kiss. This one's a little bit too fall for me today. Should I just go all out and go with Last Kiss? I think so. Why not? That's fun. And I'm going to line my lips with the All Day Everyday Ultra Matte Lip Liner from Melt in the shade Ambrosia. That's as good as it's gonna get. It looks bad, but it's going to be covered up. Okay, where are you? Okay, Last Kiss, everyone. These do glide on better than the original formula. Their previous formula was very draggy. This one is gliding a lot better, but it is still on the drier side. What a fun color. It looks really red on camera, but it's like a fuchsia. Wow, that's very bright, and it's very fun to apply. I feel like the formula is improved doesn't dry out my lips as much. I think that looks flattering. That's fun. I haven't seen my lips this vibrant in a very long time. I'm going to gather my final thoughts about all of the new products I tried out today, and I will be right back. So here is the finished final look. What do we think? What do we think? I, for one, am thinking very positively. I think this look was a giant success. So many things worked out for me today, and I am so happy about that. So I'm going to be going in order of application, but before I do so, I wanted to share my superstars of the day, and that goes to these three products here: the Danessa Myricks Color Fix, the Power Bronzer, and the Kosas Cloud Set. So now let's go in order of application so we don't confuse ourselves, aka me. First, starting off with the Fenty Beauty Bright Fix. This did exactly as it describes. It brightened up my under eyes really nicely. It corrected them without making it look like a concealer under my eyes. I feel very hopeful about this one. I do have a few hesitations though, just because it did crease a bunch at the beginning. But now that I'm looking at my under eyes here, it hasn't creased or moved around since setting it with some powder. So I feel hopeful. I just really like the idea behind this launch. The packaging does get pretty messy. Like, I've only swatched it and used it once, and you can see a bunch of the product fell in the cap here. So that's one thing I'm not really loving about this. The packaging is pretty messy and hard to control, but nonetheless, I still feel really excited about this product. I'm intrigued to see how this wears without foundation, with other foundations. But for today, I think it looks quite nice. Like I said earlier, I think that one's going to be very polarizing depending on your concealer tastes. I think I'm going to definitely use this on the days that I'm not wearing foundation, or if I'm going for a more no makeup look. Now moving on to the Kosas Cloud Set. I am so happy I finally tried this powder out. I can't believe I have powder all over my face. Like, when I touch my skin, it does feel powdered, but it doesn't look powdered. And that's all I could ask for. I love how it allows so much glow to shine through, and it doesn't look powdery on my skin at all. There's no cakiness. It just looks flawless. And it feels very lightweight as well, which that makes sense given the name, Cloud Set. I feel very hopeful, and I see myself using this a ton. It almost gives me Pat McGrath under eye blurring powder mixed with Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder in one. If they had a baby, kind of these vibes. Very blurring, correcting, softening, all the good things. I could go on and on, it feels like. Moving on to bronzer. I am so happy about this bronzer. I got exactly what I was wanting, just a slight amount of definition and bronzing. It's just gorgeous. This formula is really nice to work with as well. Super blendable. It diffused very easily. I did just have that one issue right here, but I think that's just because I was getting overheated. I think my number one favorite thing about this is its color. I just love the subtle amount of bronzing it's done for me today. Moving on to highlighter, first talking about the Giorgio Armani Fluid Sheer Glow Enhancer. I do not like this as an overtop highlight. I'll have to see what it looks like underneath foundation and other ways like that. But this one's too glittery for my taste. It was too sparse. It's just something I don't see myself reaching for that often. Moving on to this highlighting palette from Huda Beauty, the Glow Obsessions. I actually really like how it turned out. I wasn't sure in the beginning. Very hesitant. I didn't like how pigmented it was initially, but after I calmed it down with my beauty blender, I think it looks beautiful. It looks exactly like the Ilia Decades highlighter on my cheekbones, and I like how I am able to have a variety of tones in here as well. Next time I use this, I'm going to go in with a way smaller amount, but I think once it's settled into my foundation and everything like that, it looks amazing. Now moving on to the eye products. The Color Fix Matte from Danessa Myricks, so far so good. I don't see any creasing. And this is probably the easiest cream eyeshadow I've ever worked with. It took no time at all. I had so much working time, and it was really buildable. It never got patchy. It was just easy peasy, and I loved that. This specific shade, Exposed, is so gorgeous. I see myself wearing this a ton and at all times of the year as well. I'm really excited. I hope that this lasts really nicely after a couple hours. I feel like I'm going to expand my collection in these very shortly here. Now for this Pacifica Vegan Collagen Fluffy Lash Mascara. I don't know if I like it. I think my lashes look far and in between from each other. I don't really like the effect. I really love the initiative of the packaging and everything like that. I think the packaging is gorgeous. Just the actual formula isn't for me, and I'm not really happy with my lash look today. Maybe I'll revisit this mascara once it's had a chance to kind of thicken up. Maybe then it'll be really nice, but first application, not a fan. Moving on to the Melt Cosmetics lip liners. I feel hopeful so far. I'm gonna try out a few more colors like the nudes and the other more vibrant colors too. But this was really nice and easy to apply. I got a crisp line and it was really creamy and glidey. I didn't experience any tugging at all. It was easy to diffuse as well. I had no issue whatsoever. And now moving on to the lipsticks. I am really happy with this color on my lips right now. I feel like this formula is a lot more comfortable than the past one. I haven't had that many Melt bullets in my collection for a while now. Only the older ones that I've had, and I also tried out these little mini ones, and these felt really dry, but this formula feels completely different from these little ones, so that's exciting. It's still not my all-time favorite lipstick formula. I think it's a fine formula, but it feels a lot more comfortable than what I remember the last ones feeling like. But I really like this color. It's nice and opaque. There's no streaks. It doesn't feel like it's going to slip and slide and bleed all over my lips. I feel like it's going to stay. But there we have it. Those are all of my first impression thoughts on all of the new products I tried out today. Please keep tuned for my June roundup video. All of these products will be featured in that one. I'll be testing all of these out over the course of the month. But let me know your thoughts on this look today, on the products. But that is all for me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful. If you did, please give this video a like. It would help me out so very much. I'll make sure to link all of these products in the description down below as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye.